What's up, fam? It's a sensitive tip-off, episode 29, almost at 30 episodes. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe as you're getting back with us. Humblestunna and our Judd. And we about to jump into a cool topic we got for this offseason as we coming out with more off-season topics and more content.
So what we're doing is we're basically going to talk about the highest paid big three on each team.
Okay.
And then just going to give it a grade, see how we're feeling about it. But to start off, we're going to go with the Bucks.
Okay.
Right, got Giannis, 42 mil. Chris Middleton, 37 mil.
Mm-hmm.
You got Drew Holiday at 33 mil.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, I think it's a pretty easy grade for this team. I'm gonna give it an A.
Okay.
Simply because they already have a championship in the last 4 years. What you got?
I got an A+ on that one. I see how Chris Middleton was getting 40 mil a year, and him getting off him re-signing that contract now of 37, and now adds more ability for the Bucks to actually have some better players and move around, smaller role players. I know they have Brook Lopez, things of that sort, but the big three, I think they all paid well. Obviously, you have Giannis getting paid the most. Chris Middleton coming off the injury, well deserved for that 37, and also Drew Holiday, 33 is definitely valid with a two-way player as he is. So, hey, A+ for that for sure. What we got next?
Next one, I'm not gonna lie, I got an A+ with the Boston Celtics. One of my favorite duos right here with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, both getting paid $28 million. And then, not really to my surprise, but to a lot of people's surprise, not Marcus Smart, but Malcolm Brogdon was the third highest paid player on the Boston Celtics last year. It's like, when you think about it, it's like, should you be surprised? Or it's like, was it worth it? It's like, yeah, he won 6th Man of the Year, so it makes sense. But now going into next year, they brought in Kristaps Porzingis, who's gonna be the third highest paid player at 30 mil a year.
Okay.
So this I'm definitely giving it an A, simply because of the way that each player complements each other. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. A lot of people have been contemplating should they break up that duo, and I am not an advocate of that whatsoever. Keep the duo together. But now they added another dynamic scorer like Kristaps Porzingis, who's a stretch 5.
Yeah,
that's a dynamic that Boston hasn't seen really. Like somebody who could really go out and get 30 points, 25 points on a nightly basis at that big man position. Al Horford can get you some threes, but he's not Kristaps Porzingis. So
I like that a lot. I like the big three they got over there. And Malcolm Brogdon, was that the contract from Indiana he still got, or he signed a new one?
They re-signed him. They signed him.
For how much?
Contract. I would have to look to be sure.
So he was the third highest player. Now he's the 4th.
Yeah, now he's the 4th. He's still gonna get around, I believe.
I mean, whatever he getting paid, it is what it is. I mean, he's not gonna be starting over Derek White. I know for sure, unless it's certain playoff games, I would expect. But even with that, Derek White has high IQ, so I would give.
He might be starting.
Yeah. I'm saying I'm just gonna be flippy floppy depending on the games. I know.
The way Boston plays, Malcolm Brogdon. The fact that they traded Marcus Smart, he was playing the point guard. Like he was still starting. So Malcolm Brogdon might move to the 1. Derek White is the 2. Jaylen Brown is the 3. Tatum is the 4. And you have Kristaps Porzingis at the 5. And then now you have Al Horford and Robert Williams coming off the bench with Peyton Pritchard.
Money wise, the top 3 players are gonna be playing on the Celtics. I feel like that's perfect with Porzingis being that 3rd player now. And yeah, I like how they got their setup is for the Celtics for sure.
Yeah, no, actually you were right though. He was playing at the end of that contract that he got from Indiana over 2 years, $45 million. He signed that with the Pacers, and why did I sign and trade though?
Okay, he got a Bruce Brown trade. I mean, contract then 2 for 45. Yeah, that's cool. That's. I mean, he's still underrated to this day. I mean, 6th man or not. I mean, I wouldn't move him out that position.
6th Man of the Year. Can't really say he's underrated at this point. Like he got Rookie of the Year, he got 6th Man of the Year.
Many players still underestimate. I mean, not players, just fans in general don't underestimate his talent because he's not a big name out there like that. He's a 6th man, but he's still underrated. Like they know Norman Powell or other players out there more than him. Sadly, he had a lot of impact in Indiana. But just to go on, what we got for Team 3, man?
We got the Philadelphia Sixers. We got Harden at 33 mil, Joel at 33.6.
Okay.
And then we got Tobias, the highest paid player on the Philadelphia Sixers last year, at $37 million.
These are all contracts that's the same besides James Harden, right? I think Tobias in his last
It's
year.
biased on this contract for a long time since he
Yeah,
basically like since this is the first extension he signed with Philly.
exactly. So,
Um,
what you got grading this? See, I don't like Tobias's big contract. That's the only thing. Like everybody else is cool. Like I mean, even with James Harden, it's kind of iffy. But regular season wise, yeah, it's the value. But we see the postseason value. It's not the same. It's not hitting the same. So
yeah, when I look at Tobias now, I look at him as like the Eric Gordon type of role.
yeah,
I think he definitely like a contract where he's more so around 25 mil would be more so friendly to me. It's just not the. It's just the fact that, bro, there's no way you should be getting paid more than Joel Embiid or
yeah,
Harden.
that's ridiculous.
So
Hey man, get your bread. But I don't know. He was
it's the
talking
back
about.
end of that big. This is what happens when you sign those big, long 5-year extensions, bro. You get at the end of those contracts, like for a lot of players, if you're not still that guy, these contracts you end up being on one of the worst contracts in the NBA. Like this happened to John Wall, Russell Westbrook, even Chris Paul. Now it's like these worst contracts. But when they first signed the contract, nobody was thinking that. But not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to give it like a.
Oh man.
Like a B minus. Ooh. I can't get. I'm not gonna give it a C.
Oh.
I'm not gonna give it a C because Harden did take a pay cut. This could have been worse. Like the fact that it could have been worse. Like I have to give it a B, maybe even a B, maybe B minus, maybe even a B, because yeah, Harden took a $15 million pay cut. So Harden could have been at $48 million. That would have been horrendous. And then he took that pay cut, and they were able to get some key players. But yeah, I'm just giving it a B minus.
48 million with the results we have seen lately of James Harden. Even though regular season 20 and 10 is fire, but
he led the league in assists. I'm not gonna lie, he got an assist title. That's good.
I understand
like,
that.
We need to see more in the playoffs, bro.
That's MVP numbers right there.
It's really a lot of the same thing with Harden when it comes to the playoffs, bro. It's like,
it is what it is. I'm gonna give this a C plus. I want to see what they do with Tyrese. That's what I want to see. How much they pay him. I know Tobias, they're gonna trade him for a crumble cookie because he owns crumble cookies. But we don't know if you get any trade value like that. I don't think you're getting 2 stars back from him. But
the for him.
You're probably getting 2 role players and a pick or something.
Yeah, role players, maybe a salary number.
Yeah. But, see, what we got for the 14 for that?
We got the Cleveland Cavaliers. We got Donovan Mitchell at 30, basically 31 mil.
Okay, that's well deserved.
We got Jared Allen at 20.
Okay, I understand that.
I really should put Karis LeVert here because I'm pretty sure last year he got paid more than Darius Garland, simply because he was still on that rookie deal for 9 mil. But going into next year, Darius is going to be getting paid 34 mil. So as far as big threes going, highest paid big threes going into the future, I'm gonna go with that because that's kind of the 3 that we know of. Until Mobley moves into this, where he's gonna be probably getting paid more than Jared Allen.
Thanks.
I really like this 3, honestly.
Yeah, if you're going with an A, I'm going with an A with this one. I feel like this is a good 3.
I would love to go with A, but I feel like that would be extremely biased simply because they got knocked out, even though it was their first year, they got knocked out in the first round, 5 games to the New York Knicks. That was probably one of the most pitiful performances in the playoffs that we've seen this year. So with that being said, there ain't no way I'm gonna give it an A. I'm definitely gonna give it a B plus because I feel like they definitely have they have a bright future.
Okay.
They have a great future. They have a bright future.
I think I want to just say A. I want to give it A minus. Just because I feel like the money wise, everybody's cool. Obviously, I feel like it's just a team built around them that has to be developed even more. Even with the trades they just made, I don't think it solidifies them anymore. Like if they got like a Kyle Kuzma at that 4 spot instead of a Max Strus and a
looking into that, but I'm not gonna lie, I like the pickups they made. Sometimes
it's subtle.
Sometimes people go for the big names, and the big names don't save you, but it's the little pickups that really hold it down.
Or even a Harrison Barnes that could have got, or somebody like that. I just feel like they just need an extra.
Sacramento. But
we gotta rely on Evan Mobley getting better.
I like Karis LeVert.
Yeah,
I like Karis LeVert a lot. They re-signed Karis LeVert, that was big, and then they brought in Philly messed up. They lost George Niang.
Yeah.
George Niang was big for Philly. He won them a lot of games, hitting a lot of clutch threes, big possessions, and he actually got better. He improved his game just from a spot of 3-point shooter. He really got a lot better.
And he put the ball on the floor now.
What did they steal? They stole somebody from Miami. Was it Max?
Yeah, Max Strus. Max Strus went over there for a nice contract too.
Other shooter. They needed shooting. And they did that. They needed shooting and depth, and they did that. So now, whether or not you got one of them starting, it's like, all right, you got Karis LeVert and George Niang coming off the bench.
And we can go on with the next team because I agree with this. I agree with that for sure.
So the New York Knicks, we got Jalen Brunson at 27 mil. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at the third highest paid player on this team.
Yeah.
So we got Jalen Brunson at 37 mil. We got Julius Randle at 23.4, and then we got Evan Fournier at $18 million. He was getting paid more than RJ Barrett last year.
That's crazy.
He was also on that rookie deal.
Yeah.
But going into next year, RJ Barrett's going to be the third highest. No, RJ Barrett's going to be the second highest paid player.
Okay.
Because he got his extension. He's going to be getting paid 26.7 mil, right? A little under what Brunson's getting paid. I expect them to move Fournier, but with this grade, I got to give him like a B flat, maybe a B minus. If I'm including Fournier in that, like if I'm doing not the RJ but Fournier, that's like a C minus.
Yeah.
Because why on earth is he the third highest paid player and he's not getting any minutes? He's not a terrible player, but he was completely out of the rotation in the playoffs. So there's no way that your third highest paid player should be out of the rotation in the playoffs. That doesn't make any sense to me. And then when you put RJ in, it's like, all right, they did get out of the first round. They beat the Cavs in 5. But this 3, I don't know how far I see them going. Like I can't really give them anything higher than a B.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to a C only because just the layout. It doesn't make any sense how that's that third highest paid player at the moment until we see what happens next year. I mean, I think Evan Mobley's gonna play a lot more now. You already gave away Derrick Rose, you already gave away Obi Toppin, and you need a closer besides Jalen Brunson or somebody that could fill in the role. You can't. Top Thibodeau can't play these players like this no more. Out of control, only sticking with that, stubborn,
running his starters through the dirt, bro. Running his starters through the dirt.
It's crazy, but yeah, I'm gonna give it a C. I'm gonna give it a solid C. I'm gonna go with a solid C with this.
With that being said, on to Brooklyn, right? You got Mikal Bridges at 20 mil, Spencer Dinwiddie right under there at 19.5. Then we got Ben Simmons at 35 mil.
This is a little what do you have about this? I
don't even want to do this. I'm gonna just swap out Ben Simmons and I'm gonna put Cam Johnson and his new contract because I don't even want to talk about that. I'm gonna stay positive and look to the future. Ben Simmons, you should come back and play because these 3 players can shoot the ball.
Yeah.
You're a point guard and defender. They could use you, bro. But you're getting paid more than all of them for some reason. Show us why, bro.
Yeah.
That being said, Cam Johnson, I think he got 108 mil for 4 years, so right around like 26 mil a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this 3 a lot. Honestly, they're young. They can get better. I like Mikal Bridges. I don't know how long they're gonna keep Spencer Dinwiddie. He was good for them before. He was good for them last year.
I think he just has to find his footing. I think he was playing really well in the Mavs, going up the 1-2 punch with.
I'm going with B plus, bro, because I feel like I like the potential over there. But I like Cam Johnson a lot, and I've been high on Mikal Bridges since he was on Phoenix. I was still high on Phoenix before they traded him.
Yeah.
I've been telling people like, yo, he's nice. Give the man the ball, and you're gonna watch him do something amazing. Like he was really slept on. And now people are seeing it on full display over there in Brooklyn. So you got him, you got Spencer Dinwiddie, you got Johnson over there. I like it a lot. Nice young little core, active, little athletic shooters. And they're solid defenders. That's my thing. Johnson's a solid defender. Mikal Bridges, we already know he was almost won Defensive Player of the Year a couple of years ago. So
I'm gonna give this a B plus. I'm gonna give it a B plus. I feel like they could do better with some of these contracts. I know
Ben Simmons is really the X factor.
Ben Simmons is the heavy one, the heavy duty one. I know you probably get Special Dinwiddie on a lower deal, and probably filling some gaps within the roster. But we've seen what they did in the small time they've been together last year after the deadline. So I would give this more time, and I have a lot of good expectations for the Nets with the leader of Mikal Bridges being there. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a B plus. I'm gonna give it a B plus for sure. B plus.
Let me just go Miami. We got Jimmy Butler at 37 mil. We got Bam at 30 mil. We got Kyle Lowry at 28 mil. Not gonna lie, when Kyle Lowry first got that contract, I was like, 3 years, 90 mil? What? I'm
Hey,
like, they don't know he's on the end of the. But I'm like, all right, let me just chill because he did just get a ring, and this is his first time signing for a new team. So those two things come into factor. It's you're gonna have to pay him a lot to get that to happen. So I was like, all right, let me just wait and see what happens next. Miami was like top two. They might have got the first seed. I believe they got the number one seed that year. That they got Kyle Lowry. And then after that, I was like, all right, bro, yeah, I got it because y'all saw something that I didn't. But yeah, but that being said, they've been in the finals. They've been in the conference finals I believe three times in the last 4 years. Been in the finals 2 times in the last 4 years. This proof is in the pudding. There's no way I can give this thing anything besides an A, honestly.
yeah, facts. I mean, look where they ended up.
They've gotten over the hump, but they've gotten to the finals when the odds were stacked against them. They proved everybody wrong. So
You going A, just A in general, or you go A plus?
I'm gonna have to go A flat. A plus is like I'm expecting y'all to win the chip. I love Kyle Lowry, but unless they need a better big three to get over that hump. If they get Dame and somehow keep Kyle Lowry, I definitely can see that. I can definitely that would be A plus.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, a Dame, Bam, Jimmy Butler, big three. That's offense.
They'll be the top three highest players at that moment now.
Yeah, that'll be a big squad right there.
I'm gonna go with A minus. I know we just talked about the value of Kyle Lowry, but I know if you lower his pay somehow, some way in the future, somehow you get Dame, you're gonna now need role players. You just can't get Dame, Jimmy Butler, and Bam to carry on the squad throughout the whole entire season and playoffs to expect to get a championship. So I say somehow, some way, yeah, I'm gonna keep my grade with that. I think it's valid with Jimmy Butler and Bam pan wise, but it's up and down. I know Kyle Lowry's value, but I just don't know long term and the bench wise deep. You already lost Max Juice, Gabe Vincent, and now you're looking at losing Tyler Hero and some picks and maybe Duncan Robinson. It's kind of iffy situation, but I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with a B plus. I'm gonna go with B plus. I changed it.
It's like I hear what you're saying, but it's like you're going with a B plus for a team that's been in the finals 2 times.
Yeah, but I'm saying moving on to we're looking at this season now. Like we're looking at the 3 highest team players. Like obviously, yeah, it's an A. But if you get, I'm thinking like, damn, if you get Dame, I think it's gonna be bad to have Kyle Lowry at $28 million as well, unless he's included into that trade. But if he's not, I think it's gonna be a detriment to the squad. But right now, I'm gonna give it an A minus how it is. But I'm saying if you add Dame and how the team looks for the 3 highest players, plus the bench, I'm gonna say it's gonna look like a B plus. Obviously, you made a great trade in general, but I know the bench is not gonna be as successful as you would think it would be with Dame being the top 3 players.
I don't know about that.
We gonna see, man.
Miami has done a lot of undrafted players before.
Of course.
Undrafted players. We've seen what they've done with undrafted players before. And Kyle Lowry is just that vet. He's the one with the ring.
Of course, yeah.
And when it comes to
playoffs, Kyle Lowry, I'm just saying money
every year, I'm looking like that's why he got the money. Like that's why he got the money. There's always one of those games where it's like that's why he got the money.
All right, that's it for the Eastern Conference.
That's for the East though, bro.
Let's go with the Western Conference then, man. Let's start off the NBA champions of 2023, the Nuggets. We have Jokic, our MVP of this year. My MVP of this year. I'm sorry, my MVP for real. Like it's my MVP. Like Joel, it's not it. But Jokic is right now at the moment getting $33 million a year. I know, as we all know, he's gonna get more. Jamal Murray, $31 million. Michael Porter Jr., $30 million. So they're all about in the same 1 million, 2 million difference. Yeah, they all getting paid, all deserve it at that, and their ceiling is high as I don't know what. And they're all in the prime at the moment. Maybe I'll say Michael Porter might be in his prime this year.
Porter Jr. is entering his prime.
Yeah, he's entering his prime.
What he walking into there, bro?
I'd definitely give it an A. How it is right now, A. Before he won a championship, A plus. I like how they spread their money, and you saw how their squad was built upon these players having these contracts at the moment. So they had the Bruce Browns, the Jeff Greens, the Thomas Bryants, the DeAndre Jordans, the Chris Brown. Like their team was decked out, and I definitely give it an A+. That's
I'm
what.
gonna give it nothing on three. I'm gonna definitely give it like at least the A+, because I like the Michael Porter Jr. pickup since they drafted him, bro. Like Denver was the perfect team for him to go to because he was at first I believe they were talking about him being like a top 5 prospect, but then he got that back injury, so it was like it was questionable, and it was like when it came to that, I remember I always told you that I always feel like injuries sometimes can be a blessing in disguise for players because you get that time to heal, learn, recover with the NBA locker room, the weight room, all of that stuff. So the fact that he came into a Denver squad at the time, he didn't really need to force him back into playing right away. He was able to chill and sit up a year, and Denver didn't matter. That didn't matter to Denver. They let him take his time to recover, and that's been looking at that now. That was a recurring theme. That is the reason they got the chip last year, because when Jamal Murray got hurt and he was crying and asking the coach, "You guys gonna trade me because I'm damaged goods?" They said, "No, we're gonna wait. We're gonna be patient with you. We believe in you." And that's why they worked him back, and you saw him putting on a show this year in the playoffs and in the finals, and that's why they got a ring. So yeah, I'm gonna give it an A+. I'm gonna have to give
Say
it
less. Say
looking
less.
at the history, A+.
All right, I'm agree. I mean, you're in the A range, so you good. You good. And they won a championship, so it's only so much you could say. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's move on to the most talked about team maybe in the league, or talk about player on a team. This team is the Memphis Grizzlies. Oh man, talk of the town, talk of the basketball world. We got Ja Morant at $9 million, still in that rookie contract that he had that when he was drafted in 2020. And now you have also that's 9 million. Sorry, I don't know if I just said that. 9 million on that rookie contract. Desmond Bane, $41.4 million for the new extension that he had, 5 years, I believe $207 million. So that's $41 million a year, and I think it's well deserved. Jaren Jackson, $28 million, and he got drafted, I think, 2019, I believe. I gotta fact check that right now, but my grade on this squad right now, I mean, even with Ja Morant losing the ability to get that max contract with the incidents he had off court, obviously without the incidents, we all know he deserves it. I'm going with A. I'm going to A minus. I'm gonna go to A minus. I think I'm just going to A-. There's no reason, honestly. I think it's nothing wrong with it. I just don't think they got to the full potential with all of the distractions we have seen with Dylan Brooks and Ja Morant issues on and off.
He got the contract extension.
Who, Ja Morant?
Yeah, it just doesn't start till next. It kicks in next year. That's the thing with everybody. With Ja's contract extension, same thing with RJ Barrett and somebody else we're talking about. But literally because of the year that they came in, just last Darius Garland, they were getting paid like $9 million last year. So they got just passed. They were getting paid $9 million, but the next year all their contracts jump to whatever their new number is. So his contract actually jumps up to $34 million a year.
Okay.
So you said because he got a 5-year, $197 million.
Who?
Ja.
Oh yeah.
He got that last year. It doesn't kick in until this year. Like this coming up season, that's when.
That's why I didn't bring it up. That's why. So it's
he
not.
Already got that contract though.
Yeah.
So it just kicks in next year.
So my fault. Also, Jaren Jackson didn't get drafted 2019. He got drafted 2018. So he's been past that era where that rookie extension that was already done. He already got the extension and stuff. Obviously, he's on the team still, but yeah, he's getting that $28 million a year, which is defensive player of the year. So he could have a potential to get more money at the end of the day with his talent and his versatility. And you have anything else? So yeah, I mean, what's your grade on this? You said
you didn't even give it a grade yet, bro.
I said that. I gave it an A. I gave it an A minus. I gave it an A minus.
I can definitely agree with that. I like Ja. He just be doing a lot of dumbness.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason.
I'm not gonna lie. My favorite out the three might be Desmond Bane. Not gonna lie. I bangs with Jerry Jackson Jr. heavy, but he has those games where he just offensively disappears from me, and I don't like that. But I feel like I love the way Desmond Bane plays. He's strong, he's small, he's aggressive, and the fact he's a shooter, but he likes to attack the rim too. All
right, next team we got the Kings that was in the playoffs versus the Warriors last year. De'Aaron Fox, Mr. Fox, $28 million, most clutch player of the year, $28 million a year. Sabonis 18.5 million, and Harrison Barnes 18.3 million. I'm gonna give this a straight B. I don't like how these players are getting paid. Honestly, I feel like they should get paid more. Harrison Barnes shouldn't be getting paid $18 million, first and foremost. Sabonis should definitely get paid at least $22 to $25 million. And also De'Aaron, I'll move him up to 30, but it is what it is. Obviously, you see the potential within the team, but you see the leader in De'Aaron Fox. That's why I think he should move on from 28 to 30, or even 32 in that range. And his improvement, clutch player of the year, as well closing games, it's just a beautiful game that he has in general. So I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go to B. I'm not gonna go B minus. I'm going B minus. For sure.
I'm gonna go with the A plus, honestly.
A plus?
Yeah, because first things first, the fact that they had those players and they were getting paid undervalued, that just goes to show me that they were moving smart and they got long-term contracts. They knew who to pick up. You can't be mad at them because they're on those contracts. That's just smart movement. But with that being said, all three of those players actually are on new contracts for next year. De'Aaron Fox actually signed his extension. He's getting paid $32 million next year. Sabonis redid his contract, so he's getting paid, I believe, around 30-something million as well. He's re-signed for like 200 million. And then they just re-signed Harrison Barnes for, I think it was like 16 to 18 mil a year, one of those two.
18.3.
So I'm not mad at those contracts at all. The fact is they were the third seed. They shocked the world last year. I told people don't bet against them because they were going to mess up a lot of people's money lines. Like, they're better than a lot of people thought. Kevin Huerter, Dean Bish off the bench, Malik Monk. A lot of great pickups. It's a great squad over there. So yeah, let's give it an A plus. We'll talk about Sacramento later.
All right, we're going with the next team. Phoenix Suns. Now with a plethora amount of players they had to pay. And they got really no wiggle room, but they did feel like they squad as best they can. At this point, I mean, Eric Gordon. But besides that point, let's start with the money they are giving out these players on this Phoenix squad. We start with the top homegrown, homemade Devin Booker, $33.8 million a year. $33.8 million a year. DeAndre Ayton, $30 million. Bradley Beal, $43 million. The supermax that he signed in the Wizards. And Kevin Durant, that he signed an extension to 2026 with the Nets, so 2027, I believe, to get $44 million a year. Honestly, superstar wise, great for them. Money wise, greatness. I'm gonna give this a straight B. I think it's just too much money and too much going on at the one time. Like, if they would have gave away DeAndre Ayton and kind of evened it out with the squad they have, it is what it is. But I'm gonna give this a straight B. I'm gonna give B plus. I'm gonna give B plus. It's kind of dope to see all these players together. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just a hater. I don't like Kevin Durant. I ain't gonna lie to you guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna say big hate over there. I'm not a big team, really, especially depending on last year compared to this year, because with the trade mid-season that happened with Kevin Durant. Booker's honestly on a nice contract. When you're looking at these contracts now, like, if Booker was to re-sign right now, he'd be getting paid 40-something mil easy. But he's actually getting paid $32 million a year. That's really good value for him. Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant, so he's getting paid 40 mil. But the interesting thing too for next year is that I was waiting for you. Bradley Beal is going to be getting paid around $40 million if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah. So okay, yeah. But so it's him instead of DeAndre Ayton. So it's like it's 40 something, 44 for Kevin Durant, and then it looks like Beal might be the second highest paid player.
43.
Till Booker gets his new deal.
33.
Ayton's under there with 30 mil. So just a big four over there.
So what's your greatness?
I have no idea. I have to see them play. They have to win. But it's like, I don't.
What's the grade? What's the grade?
Bro, give it like bro. The fact that you have these players and you made it work, like, I cannot give it at least like an A minus for effort. Let's see. You got Bradley.
We gonna see.
You have three players that are worth $40 million.
We gonna see.
Ridiculous, bro.
We got Los Angeles Clippers. We got well, the most disappointing injury team. $42 million, Paul George. Kawhi Leonard, $42 million. And you got third highest player is Norman Powell. I'm gonna honestly give this a minus. Really just an A. It's an A. I feel like it's injury wise didn't happen, and we saw them actually play in the playoffs. We have no problem with it, honestly. So I'm gonna give this an A, straight A. I got a straight A with
minus 2 because it's like, bro, with that three right there, I love two-way players, bro. All three of those players right there, two-way. They could, on any given night, they could give you 30. But not only that, they stay defense, they get rebounds, and they get assists. All three of those players give you 35 and 5 on any random night.
Got experience at all types of levels and all
35 and 5. Kawhi has a ring, Norman Powell has a ring. Paul George is the only one who's missing a ring. So it's just a health thing for them, but we'll see what happens.
Facts. So let's move on to the Golden State Warriors as they just signed DeAndre. Golden State Warriors, we got Stephen Curry, $48 million, well deserved. Draymond just signed that $100 million contract in this offseason with $25 million a year, and Klay Thompson with $40 million. Honestly, you put the squad back together, I don't see how this is a problem. I don't
want to disrespect Klay, but I feel like
it's not the same.
I feel like the only thing that's like stopping me from giving it just an A or A plus or whatever is Klay. Like, you don't believe that. Honestly, it's not looking like last year. You weren't looking like you were worth $40 million every single game. Maybe some games, maybe some quarters, but that's the only thing. So I'm gonna give it like
that's
they have 4 rings though, so
it's what it is.
Next year, they're not even considered the favorites. Maybe they're slept on. Maybe they should be. I'm gonna give it an A minus because I just see Spurs where Klay is really like that. But defensively, I feel like he's really just losing it.
Yeah, he's dropping off slowly. So I'm gonna give us a B plus. I'm gonna give a B plus. Signing Draymond was clutch, and the money he got, it's good.
Adjustment though, their highest paid big three is not Draymond's not included. It's Chris Paul. Chris Paul gets paid $30 million a year. I like that pickup. I like that pickup a lot.
We gonna talk.
Yeah, I might give it an A because Chris Paul attacks their biggest problem last year. When Curry came out the game, the Warriors were trash. So now you put in Chris Paul to replace Curry's minutes. That can really balance out the bench. And now it's like, all right, when Curry's not in the game, we're not losing a lead anymore. So they're just going to be winning more games. Warriors, watch out. I give it an A.
You got an A. I'll give it a B plus. So we're gonna talk about the team later. So we got the last team of Western Conference. You throw this team in there, they just made it to a good spot in the last playoffs. We had the Western Conference Finals. Los Angeles Lakers. We have Anthony Davis, $37 million. LeBron James, $44 million, and the third highest player is D'Lo, with $18.5 million with $37 million for 2 years. So I'm gonna give this a straight A. Honestly, I don't feel like the problem with it. I feel like the price is great. Everybody's good, man.
I mean, I think.
It's nobody else on the team you would give.
I feel like I'm stuck between the A minus and the A, simply because they have a chip of just a duo with LeBron and AD. But then it's like, is D'Lo like, it's just health and longevity and defense. Like, is LeBron still gonna be Gucci when it comes to playoffs? Is D'Lo gonna be able to stay defense? Is he gonna score? And is AD gonna score? So give it an A because they got a chip. A minus.